We're supposed to be fighting, right?
Oh, really?
You got the wrong foot, the wrong hand. That's what.
Now,
All the guys that are here with the cameras and things, as you probably know, this is a movie that really is dealing with a shortboard revolution that happened in 1967, a long time ago. And these two guys, one representing the Australians and the other one representing the Americans, were both responsible on separate sides of the Pacific for their own unique contribution to that revolution in the design of the surfboard, which suddenly went from sort of 12 feet down to 6 feet. In about 6 months, the whole thing happened so quick. So what we're doing today, as a courtesy to the media and frankly to service the film and its publicity, is to ask you all to come this afternoon. Dick and Bob haven't seen one another, except for one scene in the whole movie, which happened at the end of the shoot. And this was all done about a year, or maybe longer. About 2 years ago. So, and before that they hadn't seen one another since they were really arch enemies 40 years ago. I have to say it that way. You know what I mean? So as a part of our showbiz in Australia, we thought we'd actually put gloves on them and they could give you some shots. So it's sort of like a photo shoot. It's not really Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, but they've both got the lip and they'd probably argue with you about who was actually Muhammad Ali if it was to be in that sort of form. But if you wouldn't mind, if you could just ask us what you'd like them to do so that we can get a little bit of that sense of confrontation. Because this movie really is about a conflict. I mean, the fact of the matter is the story, an entertaining story, is really about who was really responsible. Was it the Americans led by Dick, or was it the Aussies led by Bob? And I'm not going to spoil it for you. You have to go and see the movie. But I know a couple of you guys here I've seen already have seen it, so you do know how we deal with it. So if you don't mind, I'm not the director of this film, I'm the producer, and David Bradbury, who directed, is not here to direct them, but they've been very kind to come down to this press conference today. Dick just flew in from Hawaii, and Bob, of course, has driven up. He's probably walked up from Byron. He looks fit enough, doesn't he?
What's this, Dick? 1968.
That was right after I left Lahaina.
Are you sure?
Yeah, on a baby surf shop.
Right after you left Lahaina.
Yeah, right after we left Lahaina. I took Jerry Lopez and Reno Avalero there with me. And then when Reno went to the World Contest in 68, was it? 69,
yeah, 68.
He had a 6'7" brewer.
It was beautiful.
And he had a 5'4" that him and I shaped together in his bag. And there was a picture of it in one of the magazines with a skinny little half-moon, little new moon fin on it. I'm sure you saw a picture of that.
Yeah, that was
he didn't ride that in the contest, though.
I reckon this is 1969, Jim. These rails, they're drop rails. Kerry, you know the difference. These drop rails were 1969.
Hey, wait.
Yeah, you said it was. 69, mate.
Wait a minute. 7 8.
Yeah, no, mate, as soon as you got stuck into it, you got stuck into it.
Well, you know, you talked me into sawing the tail off my pintail and making it a square tail, and everything went on from there.
And then at the end of the year, when you had Reno riding a little 6'6"
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico, that was phenomenal.
And that was a low rail. It was.
It was?
Yeah.
It wasn't around by that.
No, it was a low rail. It was a real low railer that when he took to Puerto Rico.
Well, I've got huge respect for you for what happened in 68, but I still say 67. We had thousands of shortboards in Australia. You just didn't know.
I didn't know, but we were working on guns.
Yeah.
We were trying to ride big waves on shorter guns, and you were trying to ride small waves on shorter shortboards.
Correct.
And that was the difference, but
when I saw
you came into my territory and tried to ride your shortboards on big waves, and but I had no idea of what you'd done in shortboards before that in Australia. You know, I have to be honest about that.
But you know, I stole your pointed nose straight away because that was the nose of the future.
Yeah.
You know, all shortboards ended up with pointed noses after January or December of '67.
Yeah.
I went to a pointed nose
Yeah, well, one of the shapers there in Lahaina shaped the first 11-inch nose on a 710. And before that, my noses were more closer to 13 inches.
Yeah.
But that, I'm trying to think of his name, the guy that had the band?
No. Wasn't Larry Strada.
Not Strata.
Wasn't guy that shaped the Bunker's Freckles.
No. But he
Vinnie Bryant. Vinnie?
No, it wasn't Vinny. I wish I could remember his name because it was the first 11-inch nose, and when I saw it, I was, oh my gosh, nobody's ever done that before. So then I did that afterwards.
And now half the surfboards in the world are making 11-inch noses.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I'm keen to see this movie and to see the outcome because I haven't seen the final cut either. So I'm very excited to see what we come up like. And see how, is it Aussies or is it the Hawaiians?
Or was it both of us at the same time?
It could just be that, both at the same time. I hope it's that.
Well, we'll see the movie and we'll find out what their perception was of what we did.
Fair enough. Great.
Good.
Well, I mean, it's surfing now.
And then maybe we won't have to fight anymore.
Okay, so we might keep these just in case.
That's great, really.
I've never hit anybody. I don't want to.
Tell that story about Greg Nolan pulling a gun and wanting to shoot someone.
I don't know. You shouldn't do that. That's not.
You want to change that to 69?
It might have been
No,
December. It might have been December the 31st of '68.
Mal, who runs the museum that we're in here, he said he's quite okay if you wanted to change it, but only you can change it.
Because, you know, Hanapepe Surf Shop, I was there in 1968. 1967 we were on Maui, wasn't it?
Yeah, 67.
So the next year I was in Hanapepe and that's when that board was built.
Okay.
So it was built there, but probably been surfed in '69.
I don't know. Those rails. December '68.
Would anybody put their hand up who wants something separate? Would anybody who wants something separate put up their hand if there's a sort of individual?
Their first boards for the beach.
Samples?
Why don't we
Yeah.
see their first boards here?
No, this is the museum. I don't know. Have you
Yeah, I've got my shortboards here. Yeah, some of them. The first plastic machines are here.
Okay.
Curly, Laurie, we got a plastic machine kicking around.
Yeah, there's one there, Bob.
Just up the
One
back.
there.
Dick,
That's yours
can I
there.
borrow you for a second? Take your gloves off.
Certainly.
This chap wants to do a story. That one he'll do both as
That's
well.
pretty big, isn't it?
This is the news for tonight. You want to share it on the 9
We do a quick setup before they get packed up. Actually, before you do that, just quick welcome back on. We're just going to do a quick setup while I go say, how you going?
Very good.
That's all I can say. We're just going to do the quick setup thing. So bring you nice and close. You don't have to try any buttons because it's still some. But right up in each other's face, like right up, gloves up. How you think? Nice to meet you. We're just going to do a quick photo. It's obviously not for the camera, for the TV guys, you don't have to show punches or anything. We're just going to bring you up right up in each other's face, gloves right up like that, but you come really, really close together. You're just going to look like you want to give him one. So you want to bring the gloves right up in front of your face, so like bring them right in close like this, so it's almost touching your face. Crystal, do you want to do that?
Yeah, well, right up here.
Alright, if you can, yeah, get your face in place if you can together.
He looks like a punk listener.
Nice to you.
California transplant.
That's where I came from. I'm surprised you didn't move to Hawaii.
Yeah,
But I can see when I see the coastline why you didn't.
Pretty nice. It was uncrowded.
Well, our bay, they said it's the best beach in the world, but I doubt it.
Looks like a true
Normal age one.
Oh, it is wonderful. But the sand here is
Drinks
beautiful
up?
sand.
Looking at me.
Yeah, sand's good, isn't it? Look at you.
Yes, please. And both of you looking at me? Yeah, that's it.